So this reaction got moved to the front of the list by YouTube user Bloody Good Times. Thanks for the super thanks. A super thanks is where you can send creators a little bit of love on YouTube. They give this little heart down there on certain videos where you can just send a little donation and make a request to creators. And that's what Bloody Good Times did here. Now, it's not on all of my videos. In fact, you're rarely going to see the super thanks down there because I react to a lot of copywritten material and it doesn't show up on those. But if you do want to support and you do want to try to get me to react to something and send me a little love, a little extra sort of one-time donation, I did set up an account over on Buy Me a Cup, which is down in the description here. You're able to just send me a little donation if you want, and that will move songs to the front of the pack for me to react to, like Bloody Good Times did here with this. All right, here we go. I'm going to react to this one, but I do have to say I was kind of avoiding reacting to this one, to be honest. My mission with this channel is to celebrate live vocals, raw vocals, vocals where there isn't auto-tune or pitch correction or any of that stuff, which is kind of hard to find recordings these days because everybody's doing a little something to their vocals. And when I listened to some of this before, I thought, this might be a little worked on. I emailed with Phil over at Wings of Pegasus about this performance as well as Sabrina Carpenter's Tiny Desk performance, and he came up with kind of the same feeling that I do, that it does sound like there's probably some auto-tune on it, but that it's really inconclusive from listening to it. I did do a vocal extraction and pulled the vocals out from the audio and pulled them into Melodyne and did a sort of forensic analysis to see what I could look at, and I've got some interesting things to show you there. I'll show you after I react to it. But regardless, here's the thing I'll tell you. Even if there is auto-tune on this, it's a very, very slight amount because of the way that she sings, and I'm going to talk about that as we get into it. It's fun that this came back on my path. I'm excited to react to it. Let's jump in. I love these live lounge setups. These are so cool.
I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic that only I feel that way. I promise them that you're different. And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't.
I love her little country twang. We'll talk about how she does that.
I heard that you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell them it's just
So
your
good.
culture, and everyone rolls their eyes. Yeah, I know.
So much diversity in her tone quality.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right. And please, please, please,
I love those claps.
don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me like the others.
It's a bummer they changed that lyric.
Please, please, please.
Why can't you swear on BBC Radio?
Well, I have a fun idea, babe. Maybe just
There we
stay
go.
inside. I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice. And we could live so happily if no one knows they're here with me. I'm just kidding. Really, really, really. Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
These lyrics are so good.
And please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me like the others.
Such a good song.
Please, please, please.
Here comes the bridge.
Well, if you wanna go and be stupid, don't do it in front of me.
So
If you don't wanna cry to my music, don't make me hate you perfectly. Please, 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 please.
I love this arrangement. Oh man. She is so incredibly charming, and her writing is so poignant and heartfelt, and like, the message of this song. And it just so that's a thing, is she writes about things that you can really relate to, about like, you start dating someone, you like them, maybe you're not super experienced about picking up on red flags, and they're cute and they're an actor and they're charming, and you start to see some little signs. Maybe the paint is cracking on the walls of the relationship, and they're starting to show some signs of not being the person that you thought they were, and you're like, please, please, please don't prove that my friends are right, that my instincts about you are actually what they are, and that you're not the honorable person that I was hoping you to be. Please don't prove I'm right. Such a clever concept to write a song around, and I know that hits for a lot of people dating. So brilliant, brilliant writing. All right, so next thing we're going to do is break down some of the vocal techniques that she was using in her singing, and we're going to do that by jumping over into this software. This is Melodyne. What I did was I pulled the audio off of the video, I pulled the vocals out of the backing track and isolated them. And inside of the software, not only are we going to be able to look at Sabrina Carpenter's vocals, but we can actually see the notes that the background singers were singing as well in the software. Let me show you. This is really cool.
I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic.
Isn't that cool?
But only I feel that way. I promise them that you're different. And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't.
All right, so let's talk about what she's doing here vocally. Do you notice how it's got a little bit of a country twang to it? That's from a couple things. One thing that does that is her, I don't know, she's got a like sliding into and out of notes, like sort of a loose entry and exit to the syllables in her singing. That's something that we do in country singing sometimes. There's like a little lazy sort of drawling around, a little sliding around. Also, R's. R, how much you say your R really dictates the subgenre of contemporary commercial music you're in. Because if you listen to country music or you listen to Southwestern music, you're going to hear more R. You're going to hear a little leaning into it. Strangely, Disney princesses also have quite a bit of R in their singing. It's almost like the producers of Disney were like, we need to make sure she sounds American. There is this little R thing that we do. And she's got a little bit of that. Not so much that she sounds like a twangy country singer, but she does have a little bit of R in the way that she pronounces her words. So this is one of those spots where I think it really has a little bit of that sliding stuff going on and a little bit of the country twangy use of R's. Listen.
I promise them that you're different. And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't. I promise them that you're different.
You're different.
And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't.
So it's not super country, but it's kind of leaning in that direction a little bit. Do you hear that? Let's keep listening on.
That you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy.
There was a good slide right there. Did you see that one?
Actor, so act like a stand-up guy.
All right, so one thing I do have to say. Now look, if you look at these lines, look at right here. These are all really, really on the line. And when we get over to the please, 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 that's where it does look a little kind of auto-tuney, but it's not like a lot of auto-tune. It's not perfect. Like she didn't go in hyper meticulously overcorrect it, which I really appreciate. Like there was thoughtfulness there. Like they're not trying to sound all glitchy and fake, right? All right, so how do artists do auto-tune in a live context where there's an audience there and they are singing, but it's a little helped? Here's how they do it. This is the software, at least one of them. This is kind of like the main industry software. This is Antares Auto-Tune Pro. And I'm going to turn it on right now so you can hear. Ooh. So I'm pretty T-Painy right now. But watch, if I turn the retune speed down to like 20-ish. Now notice. Yeah! It's not so angular in the movement when I go, yeah! Now it's all T-Pain again. I like how we use T-Pain as a reference for like extreme hard auto-tune. So now if I put it to like here, and then I take the flex tune and I bring that up a little bit, which makes it sound a little more natural and human. And I take the natural vibrato and turn it up here so that when my vibrato kicks in, it turns off the auto-tune, which is kind of cool. And then I turn the humanize up a little bit. Ooh, yeah. So notice it's not quite as like angular sounding. I know pretend ideas, babe. I know pretend in time, whatever. See, I could kind of do some of like the slidey stuff that Sabrina Carpenter does, even though I have auto-tune on my vocal right now. And this is how artists are doing it. They're getting their dial settings just perfect so that, it still works with their voice and it doesn't make it sound, like super auto-tuney, T-painy. And that's really one of the innovative new things that has come up with auto-tune. Right? Let's keep listening.
Actor, so act like a stand-up guy.
There's that slide.
Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight.
By the way, I love that lyric. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. Look, I know you're crazy. I know you got problems. I know you're not the guy that I want you to be, but please, let's keep it together for tonight. Like, don't embarrass me tonight. Such clever songwriting.
I tell them it's just your culture. And every night I tell them
Listen,
it's just your culture.
I love those little talky off the notes and then come back into singing. That's something we hear a lot in musical theater. And I believe she did sing some musical theater, didn't she? Wasn't she in Mean Girls? Yeah, so like musical theater, it's common to be you're singing, and then you talk a little bit, and then you go back to your singing. Like that's a normal thing. And she's worked that in such a clever way. I love that about Sabrina.
And everyone rolls their eyes.
There was a nice R. Did you hear that? Everyone, like that had a super country twang.
And everyone rolls their eyes.
Hear that?
Yeah, I know.
Now, see right there, like that sounds a little auto-tuney to me.
Yeah, I know.
That's super tight vibrato right there. Like that just sounds a little bit funny to me. All right, let's keep going.
Oh. All I'm asking, baby.
I love that talky stuff right there. Do you hear that? All I'm asking, baby.
All I'm asking, baby.
I love that.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
See, I don't know. It's just a little too. Could it be that they just rehearsed 9,000 hours and got it so perfect? I don't know. It just seems a little. Auto-tuned to me. Look at how straight all of these lines. Like every note is bang on. If Phil of Wings of Pegasus were seeing this, I just couldn't imagine he would think that this wasn't auto-tuned. I mean, it sounds really clean, and but 100%. I can't guarantee that it is.
Please, please, please.
It really has that sort of metallic-y digitized sound to it a little bit. But, I don't know. There it is. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to go into it any further, but it definitely does sound like there was some auto-tune on it, but not like a crazy high amount. But you still have to sing really tight to be able to sound like this anyway, or the auto-tune is obvious. So they're all very good at pitch. I just wish that was just completely clean, because then they would sound a little more human and a little more raw, kind of like the way Chapel Roan sounds.
Baby, please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
I love that harmony right there, the melody notes there. Oh.
Prove I'm right.
How it drops down. I love that low harmony there. The right.
Don't prove I'm right.
Oh, that's so good.
Here goes another. I beg you, don't embarrass me like the others.
Oh, look at that low extension she has there.
I
Down on the E natural there. Man, that's good. Do you hear that? She's got a lot of depth in her tone. She has a natural lower extension to her voice.
beg you, don't embarrass me like the others.
So good.
Please, please, please. Well, I have a fun idea, babe. Maybe just stay inside. I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice.
So I love about her tone quality how sometimes she's bop, bop, bop. She's got a little brassiness in her tone. And other times, she has that little husky airflow. How do we do that as a singer? This is how I like to break it down in singing. I like to talk about the triangle. The triangle is grit on the top, metal on the bottom corner here, and wind on the corner over here. By focusing on these three data points inside of singing, you can really break down a lot of what a vocalist is doing. How much squeezy stuff do they have on their voice? How brassy, bop, bop, bop are they versus, windy? And you'll notice great singers have tone quality diversity where they move between those elements and they're singing a lot. Sabrina Carpenter does that a lot. She's very good at controlling the tone qualities in her sound. And also, it's not like super like animated with the words. She's very chill and conversational. Everything about her singing is about making it accessible, making it easy to step into her stories, to relate to her. She's a very relatable person, not only in her singing, but in her personality too. Like, that's the thing about Sabrina. She's just so charming. Like, you just want to hang out with her, you know?
And please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me like the others. Please, please, please.
So here's the thing about autotune as well. It's not perfect. Like, it doesn't perfectly grab your voice. It takes sometimes a little time to correct and all that kind of stuff. So this note right here, she was a sliver sharp on that note if you really look at it.
Please, please, please.
So is it possible to still have autotune and have little slight imperfections like that? Yeah. Like I showed you in the software, you can have varying levels of it so that when you do a quick note, it doesn't grab it as quickly. And if she's using autotune, which, like I said, I think she is, it's using it in such a way so it's not grabbing the note right away. It takes a little time for it to kick in.
If you wanna go and be stupid, don't do it in front of me.
Oh, those harmonies are so cool.
If you don't wanna cry to my music, don't make me hate you prolifically.
Ooh, so cool. So cool. Those harmonies are wild. Do you hear those? Listen back for the harmonies in that bridge again. They're so cool.
If you don't wanna cry to my music, don't make me hate you prolifically.
Wow.
Please, 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 please.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I love that little ending outro. I love the notes she sings. It's really super auto-tuney here, but I love these notes. See, right there. That sounds funny to me. Hear that? Listen again. Oh, man. I don't care. Even though I do hear that autotune stuff, I mean, this is brilliant music making. Like, this is brilliant singing. It's brilliant vocal arrangement stuff here. Regardless that it feels a little digitized there at the end, this was a spectacular vocal performance. And that's why it's kind of annoying, the auto-tune stuff. Is like, she doesn't need it. Like, I want to hear her real voice. I have real voice students, and they want to know what she really sounds like, and I want people to have a realistic picture of her vocals. Nonetheless, Sabrina Carpenter is absolutely a spectacular vocalist. She's got incredible tone quality diversity in her singing. She gets gritty sometimes. She's got this little introspective. She pulls us in. She does access her power voice. She's got really tight harmonies. She's charming with her facial expressions and her physicality. Everything is appropriate and well put together. She is absolutely deserving of all of the accolades and attention she's gotten. Song lyrics are clever and witty. I mean, she's really created a world of her own that's a fun place to be, and that's why she's so popular right now, and that's why we all love her. And I know that many of you don't care about any of that autotune stuff, so if you don't care about it, don't worry about it. For those of you that are concerned about it and are concerned about the future of the music business, give her a little break. She's just doing what everyone else is doing. She's super talented. Right, that was a lot of fun. Thanks again to Bloody Good Times for the super thanks, which moved this one up to the front of the list to react to. Would you like me to react to her tiny desk? If so, let me know down in the comments. And also, let me know what you think of this vocal. Did it bug you that it seems like it was auto-tuned? Or do you adamantly say, no, it wasn't auto-tuned? Like, where's your stance on all of this? What do you think about her vocal technique in general? What do you think about her lyric writing? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, subscribe, click the notification to stay up to date. And again, if you want to join over with the community and the conversations around music and support my channel, come on over to Patreon. I'll see you soon. Cheers.